Good morning or good afternoon. Today we'll be watching a video on Quizzette 611. Please make sure that you write your last name, comma, first name, today's date, and your class color. Sorry, here we go. Number 1 is going to have division of fractions, and it's also going to have multiplication of fractions. If you guys actually have an iExcel account at home, I got these questions from exercise 6th grade, L7, and K6. So number 1, if you ever have a mixed number being divided by an improper fraction, a regular fraction, or a mixed number divided by a mixed number, you always want to turn that into an improper fraction. So the way I turn that into an improper fraction is I multiply 1 times 6, and then I add 1. So that is 7 over 6 divided by 7/9. And I can solve this 2 ways. I'm going to solve it the traditional way and using the ear method. When there's division, I can use the ear method. Make sure you write this down quietly. Thank you. So we have 7/6 times 9 over 7. Remember, you can change this to the opposite. And then the reciprocal of 7/9 is 9/7. And then you multiply straight across. 7 times 9 is 63. And then 6 times 7 is 42. And you could reduce that. Those are both divisible by both of those numbers are actually divisible by 7, because if you see here, those technically canceled out, but let's see, divided by 7, that's going to end up giving you 9 over 6. And let's answer this as a improper fraction, not an improper fraction, a mixed number. 6 goes in, let's reduce that first. So that's going to be 3 over 2. And that's going to be 1 and 1/2. All right. The second part, multiply. Multiplying fractions is the easiest. You just multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1. 8 times 5 is 40. Done. Number 2. So these are going to be either division or multiplication. So let's see. Number 2 says, of the students in Annie's class, 3/4 have a pet cat. So go ahead and circle the 3/4 have a cat. Of the students who have a cat, 1/6 also have a dog. What fraction of students in Annie's class have both a cat and a dog? So this could either be multiplication or division, all these word problems. So it's asking which fraction of the students in Annie's class has both a cat and a dog. When you see the keyword of, that means multiplication. Okay, now it could also mean division, but in this case, it means multiplication. And in all your examples, if you see the word of something, which fraction of the students in Annie's class has both cat and a dog, that's multiplication. So you have 3/4 times 1/6. 3 times 1 is 3. 4 times 6 is 24. You can reduce that. Both of those are divisible by 3. 3 goes into 3 one time. 3 goes into 24 8 times. So you have 1/8 of the students have both a cat and a dog. Number 2, that second question, it could either be multiplication or division. You have to see. During snack time at preschool, the teacher divided, oh, that's kind of obvious right there, right? Divided 4/5 of a gallon of milk. So 4/5 of a gallon of milk evenly among 4 students, so divided that by 4. How much milk did each student get? So why don't we use the ear method? 4 over 5 divided by 4 over 1. 1 times 4 is 4. 5 times 4 is 20. If you reduce that, that is 1/5. 1/5. Another way you could have thought of this is draw a picture. If you have 4/5, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 1, 2, 3, 4/5, and you're dividing that into 4 students. Each student gets a 1/4. You can just see right there, each student gets 1/4. So, or I guess you could say a 1/5. Each student gets 1/5. I'm sorry, 1/5. So the answer is 1/5 gallons. So with these word problems, they're either going to be multiplication or division. You have to be careful you do the right one. Another way you can do it is you could do division for the problem, and then you can do multiplication and see which one actually makes sense. Number three. Multiply. Sorry that this blue writing doesn't want to leave. This blue writing right here. It's fine. Okay, number 3. It says IXL K6, K2. So if you have an IXL account, those are the exercises that I got those from. Multiply. Write your answer as a fraction or as a whole or mixed number. So we have 8/9 times 7 over 1, because I could put a 1 under that. 8 times 7 is 56. 9 times 1 is 9. How many times does 9 go into 56? Let's see if that's even if it can even be divided by 9 evenly. And it can't be, but we can turn that into a mixed number. 9 goes into 56 6 times, and it's 54. You have 2 left over, so that's 6 and 2/9. So 6 and 2/9. The next one, you can use the ear method or the traditional method. So let's go ahead and try that. So we have 3/8. We can change that to multiplication, and the reciprocal of 1 over 2 is 2 over 1. Multiply straight across, that's 6 over 8. If you reduce that, that's, 2 goes into both of those. So divide that by 2, divide that by 2, and you get 3/4. You can also do this using the ear method. 3/8 divided by 2 over, It's actually 1/2. 3 times 2 is 6. 8 times 1 is 8. That reduces to the same thing, 3/4. Make sure you show your work on each question, and good luck on this Quizzette.